Healthcare is shifting to the phone, and we're the team that transformed it into a clinical-grade medical device. 2 years ago, we were the first to win an FDA approval for smartphone urine testing. We've since served and changed the lives of many patients throughout the world. In 2021, we've already signed deals to serve 1 million patients in Europe and the United States. In the next 10 minutes, I'd like to share with you how Healthy.io is introducing the world to the era of the medical selfie. Our gateway into digital testing is the standard urine test, a test conducted over 1 billion times each year in the United States and Europe alone. It serves a clear clinical utility. People who suffer from diabetes, hypertension, pregnant women, or those who suffer from a urinary tract infection, they all have to conduct this test at least once a year. And conducting this test in its current cumbersome and inefficient analog format simply drives people away from testing. I mean, think about it. To do one test, we have to go to the doctor, receive a prescription. We then go to the lab or a point of collection. We stand in line, we receive a cup, we go to a public restroom, we fill up the cup, and we walk around with a cup full of hot urine looking where to deposit it, so that at the end of that process, a lab scanner would scan a dipstick that changed colors in response to pathology in our urine. This is simply inefficient, and it actually drives people away from testing. The digital urine test transforms the same conventional chemical reactions into bits and bytes that then deliver lab-grade results from your smartphone to your clinician for further review. The bottom line is that with this service, anybody can test wherever and whenever it's most convenient for them. The impact of this convenience on healthcare outcomes is massive. The Healthy.io genesis is set in 2014, when the world was mesmerized by the phenomenal rise in upload of smartphone images to social media. The way we saw it, this race to monetize the selfies is going to drive Apple, Google, and Samsung and all other smartphone device makers to transform their cameras into very powerful imaging systems. As this arms race was raging, it became clear to us that our mission is going to be to build world-class AI that will transform these cameras into clinical-grade medical scanners. Our founding team's strategy in achieving this goal is defined not only by the things we choose to do, but also by the things we clearly choose not to do. The first thing to remember about Healthy.io is that we're a clinical-grade company. We're not a wellness company. That means that we only operate in areas that have clear and established medical value and clinical significance, and only in areas that already have a payment structure attached to them. We then proactively seek FDA approvals and actually take all our products through clinical trials. The second thing to remember about Healthy.io is that our products are designed to serve large populations and not the mere privileged few. Our product serves hundreds of millions of people. While healthcare access is unevenly distributed, smartphone access and near-free bandwidth actually is. We leverage that ubiquity to serve as many patients as possible. Let's talk about the business landscape. Making testing easy is hard. It's not enough to understand consumer behavior or have a unique technological advantage in this industry. Blitzscaling is usually a function of how well you seamlessly integrate into healthcare systems. It's a matter of trust, not just technology. In this industry, which is inherently conservative, disruption simply doesn't work. We worked hard to establish a triple moat that defines our competitive advantage. One is that we own a series of landmark FDA and European Union regulatory approvals. Our product team repeatedly is able to package our AI into products that withstand the rigor of clinical trials, both in the US and in the European Union. Two is data superiority. Being first to market and operating as fast as Healthy.io has in the last couple of years provides us with a unique and extensive data set. This data set allows for us to train algorithms and move ahead as we seek to transform more and more visually based medical processes. Three is a computer vision core protected by 50 patents.
Healthy.io just won an FDA landmark ruling, allowing for the first time for a smartphone camera to serve as a medical device when compared to a lab device. We're part of that revolution.
This unique IP position was recently further enhanced as we acquired Silicon Valley's Inui Health, our main competitor in this business. These unique assets, coupled with the love we get from our patients worldwide, our current Net Promoter Score runs at 70 and above across all product categories, won us the trust of the British National Healthcare System, which recently contracted us to serve 500,000 people with diabetes in the UK in 2021. That is more than 10% of the entire British population suffering from diabetes. Our pioneering work in this field has won us the trust of the Walgreens Boots Alliance, our biggest partner in the direct-to-consumer urinary tract infection testing and treating. This collaboration allows women in the UK to gain access to lab-grade smartphone testing across 1,300 stores in the country. This unique service proved to be extremely valuable during the shelter-in-place reality of the first and second COVID waves in the UK. 2020 was a massive year for Healthy.io, with home testing becoming front and center of healthcare systems worldwide. Being first movers in this space, we are uniquely positioned to expand our services and capture a growing portion of this $12 billion industry. As a founder, the part of our journey I'm most proud of is our ability to help millions of people suffering from diabetes avoid kidney degradation and the debilitating reality of dialysis. I'm proud of the solution because it demonstrates what happens when you successfully digitize a medical process that fundamentally changes patient behaviors in ways that significantly improve healthcare outcomes. Let's take a closer look at this solution. Chronic kidney disease is a major cause of death and disability in the US. It affects 75 million people and costs the healthcare system $114 billion each year. The main risk groups for this disease are people who suffer from diabetes and hypertension. Both of these conditions further accelerate kidney degradation. This horrible disease unfolds over 5 stages. Stages 1 to 3 are easy to treat, but stages 4 to 5 are difficult and expensive to treat. Unfortunately, 90% of the patients suffering from this disease go undetected until the late stages. The first biomarker for kidney degradation can be discovered in a urine test, professionally referred to as an ACR. That is why this test is mandatory annually to everybody at risk for the disease, people with diabetes, hypertension, and the like. The problem is that only 2 out of 10 people at risk get tested. Because when you ask people to change their speed of life to match that of the healthcare system, they simply don't show up. With the Healthy.io ACR solution, 50% of the people who previously did not get tested test in the comfort and convenience of their own home with their smartphone. This offers them the opportunity to detect the disease at the early and treatable stages. That's a 3x increase in adherence. So how do we do it? Our partners trust us with a list of names of patients at risk who haven't done an ACR test in the last 18 months. We then send our kits to their doorsteps to each and every person on that list. And then we deploy our AI system to engage with patients so that they do the test in the allotted time. Essentially, we enable patients to test at their speed of life without having to change their rhythm or find a time to go to the lab. Remember, all they have to do is open the smartphone, spend 3 minutes on the app, scan the test, and their results will go to their physician for further care. Every protein that's found in these tests is worth $1,500 per patient per year in dialysis prevention funding. This is a $7 billion market in which Healthy.io is currently the only at-home service solution that delivers such high numbers. In a post-COVID world, and with such a warm Wall Street welcome to digital healthcare pioneers such as GoodRx, healthcare is headed in a single accelerated direction: decentralized, patient-centered, and smartphone-enabled. Trusted by the leading healthcare organizations in the world and growing at an unprecedented pace, Healthy.io is uniquely positioned to benefit patients, support its healthcare partners, and enjoy a unique financial reward in doing so. Thank you.